Good morning, my tubies. It's me, yes, me, Sheila Truelove, here with you again. And yesterday I did a live. I took the live down. I took it off because, one of my friends, she wasn't too happy with it. Not that I really give a flying hoot about what everybody thinks, but when it came to her, I did. I took what she said into consideration and I took it down. I will do another live again, of course. You know I will, because I love you and all the above. Uh, but right now we're going to talk about why is it that your narcissist left you for another woman. Let's get into that. I have my friend here. You know who I love? Who's that? Let me see if you could remember who is it. That's like one of the most incredible men. Derek Jackson, Jaxn. That's right. Let's listen in. Why he left you for another woman. Let's check this out.
So yesterday I got hit up by a woman that told me recently she just hit the lowest point in her life due to the man that she loved dearly leaving her for a woman. And then she asked me, why is it that a man would ever do that if you have everything that he says he could ever want and need? My guess is she asked that question looking for answers because she was upset, understandably so. Hell, you give the best of you to a man and might even help build him up by giving him the best of you, and then abruptly in the middle of a relationship, he just takes that on to another woman. I can understand why anybody would be upset, but I do not understand why anybody would stay upset, being that it's actually a win for you if you understood what exactly just happened. See,
Can we understand what he's talking about and how women feel? You sit up here and the man came to you. He was rough, and you helped to polish him out. You helped to smooth him out. He had areas that needed to be worked on, and you, as the good woman that you are, you put all this work into this man. You invested all your energy and all this time, and finally you got him smoothed out where he's livable somewhat, and now he moves on to some other woman. Is that hurtful? Of course it is, like Derek Jackson said. Yeah, and understandably so. Let's continue to listen.
first, you would have to understand why he left you for another woman. Not to be mistaken with you guys didn't work out, or even he initiated the breakup and then later on he built love with another woman, but actually left you for another woman. There's only three reasons why any man would do that. The first one is he was already in love with this other woman. He was just trying to get over her by using you to do that, but
You understand?
you can't compete with history. Honestly, you shouldn't be falling in love with any man that got you competing with any woman.
That makes sense to you? In other words, you're just a rebound. Something that he is using to try to get over another woman. How sad is that? That's sad actually. Yeah. I'm trying to think about, was my narc trying to use me to get over uh Nadine. He had this love of his life. He said her name was Nadine. She was a Capricorn like me. And, well, she's never like me because her moon was not in Leo and her Mercury was not in Capricorn. I believe that. And she was a December Capricorn. She's not like a January. Totally different. Totally different. But anyway, maybe I was just a rebound. Who knows? But I mean, he didn't marry her. He married me. It's still, whatever. Let's try to figure that out. Whatever.
The second reason is he did have an attraction for another woman, but he nurtured that attraction until it became a strong enough feeling for him to act on that and pull the plug on you two. And the third reason is he was already done with the relationship long before the breakup. He just enjoyed the convenience of you until he found somebody else. So here's why you win.
Does any of this make sense to you, ladies? Okay. Second reason was he kept nurturing, he kept looking like King David, how he kept looking at Bathsheba. Instead of looking away, King David, he kept looking and looking and looking until he took it too far and he committed the act with Bathsheba. He actually set up Bathsheba's husband. She was married. He put her husband in the front line at a war to make sure that he got shot down so he could have Bathsheba. And how did it all start? With him constantly just from a look. And instead of him looking away, he kept looking and looking, and he took it to the next level, which is what happens with maybe our narcs or why they went somewhere else, whatever. And then, like Derek Jackson just said, maybe he was, most likely, he was already done with the relationship. He was already done. He was just waiting to see if he could find someone so he wouldn't be alone. He was just, that's what I believe happened with me. I believe my narc, he just had to, because he can't stand being alone. So he had to wait until he could find some female that's willing to stay with him, which that ain't gonna happen. And any woman that is with him, I promise you, she's a drug addict, a junkie, a prostitute, a crackhead. And if she's none of those things, she's heavily medicated. Something is wrong with her. So people would say, well, if that's the case, Miss True Love, then why were you with him? I was with him because I was following horoscopes. These women are not out there following horoscopes, I don't think. He was, to be honest, he was a rebound. He was a rebound because he said he was a Taurus. I wanted a Taurus because a Taurus broke my heart, and his mother's a Capricorn like me. So I wanted a man. Okay, your mother's a Capricorn. I wanted a man who was going to understand me. So you see, the reason why I was with him is due to following horoscopes, which God tells you not to do that anyway. But when you don't listen to God, you see how I ended up. But the point is, um, any female that's with him, something's wrong with her. Something's definitely wrong with her. That's why his sister and I couldn't get along, because I liked his sister. She was mad cool. She was a Leo. My moon is in Leo. We should have got along famously, hanging out, going together, going to dinner, dancing. We should have did it all. But she had already made it up in her mind. Any female that's with my brother, I know something ain't right with that broad. She thought that I was probably crazy. You see? That's why I could never get close to my sister-in-law. She thought I was crazy. Just like if I meet any female that he's with, I know something's wrong with her. Right off the bat, something's wrong with her. Okay? If she's going to stay with him, nah, something ain't right with that. And even you, my beautiful empaths, you know how your ex narc is. And when you see him with another female, she's probably naive or some, but I mean, if with this day and age, with all the information that we have, where you could just Google things and look up on people, something's got to be wrong with the broad if she's going to stay with him. Really. And then, like he said, yeah, that third reason is he's already left the relationship. He's just waiting to find somebody who's going to take him in. Like my ex narc, I told you he was cheating because Jehovah's good. God is so good. He made a mistake. I'm not going to even say he butt dialed me. Jehovah made sure he butt dialed me. And I heard him inside the women's house. This happened on like 2 or 3 occasions. Is that not God saying, hello, hello, wake up? I mean, really. You know? But like Derek Jackson said, he gave us the 3 reasons in terms of why your narc left you for another woman. Yeah, it makes sense to me. It really does. Come on, Derek.
Regardless of what situation your man was in. In the first one, where the dude never got over his ex, he was double-minded and emotionally irresponsible. These tend to be the guys that tell you they love both you and another woman. So in this case, he cut you off. But that doesn't mean that the space that he has for another woman to get the love that he's already given to a woman went away. Next time, he'll more likely just keep both women and be in 2 long-term serious relationships.
And that's pretty much what these boys burden on you. And God knows who wants another burden. Let's think about that. No, we don't. But that's what these boys are doing this day and age. They're sitting up there keeping them both. They're trying to keep them both. But when you're on God's team, God is going to expose this and reveal these things to you. And then God is going to step back. It's up to you to take action in terms of what you're going to do. I took action and I got a divorce. I kicked him out of my goddamn house because, like I said, cheating, that's something I will never tolerate. And you know, one of the main reasons why I can't tolerate cheating is the betrayal. The betrayal of it. Let's think about how Judas betrayed Jesus Christ. Betrayal is a very ugly thing. When you think about how they sat up there and all the lies that they told you, how they just pulled their penis up out of some woman's mouth or out of her vagina or her rectum or whatever the hell they do these days. Craziness. But anyway, licking all out of her behind and all of this. He just did all of that, and he could walk into the house, look you dead in the face, and smile as if nothing happened. You know? That's the part that I can't sit with. The betrayal part. and knowing that sex is something that's very, very sacred. That's special. That's the special part of a relationship. You mean to tell me you're going to take what's special and you're going to share that with this piece of filth over here? This thought prostitute, streetwalker, walking around with crabs and Lysol in her hair and all this nonsense? You took what was sacred and special and spiritual, because let's talk orgasms, honey. Orgasms are nothing but spiritual. And the reason I say that is, let me hear you try to explain what an orgasm. Explain it. That's an out of body experience. That's spiritual. You don't take things that are that important and that sacred and pass it around to other people. Hell no. And that's why I handled the situation. Yeah, I did. I got a divorce. I kicked him out of my goddamn house and I said, I'm done. He thought I was playing. But when he was over there in that little bitty room that he was paying $650 for, a room that didn't include food or much of anything else, when those divorce papers came and his landlady came and said, hello, Mr. So-and-so, this is for you. And he opened that up. He saw those. He realized, guess what happened? I already know what happened, because Miss Ashley is the landlord. She called me. The man was in the place having a nervous breakdown. He thought I was joking. He thought, really? So then I called him because I heard what Miss Ashley said. He's having a nervous breakdown. I called him. He was crying like crazy. He was losing it. He was losing it. Talking suicide. So I had to calm him down and say, hold up. You know what? We could always get remarried again. Just relax. Calm down, man. He said, you promise? You promise? Okay, I promise. But I was like, only reason why I said I promise is because I was forced to. It was like I had a gun to my head. Yeah, I promise. We'll get remarried. That's all. I had to issue this divorce to show you that I'm not playing with you, man. Marriage is sacred. You don't take something that's beautiful and you don't sit up here and make it dirty. The marriage bed has been defiled. You took something that was beautiful and you made it ugly. Okay? That's why I had to proceed the way that I did. You know? He was like, no, I don't believe you. I don't. I was like, I said, I promise. And I will marry you again. We need, you need to take some time to fix yourself, son. You need to take some time to sit back and think about ways that you could get your act together. You have got to get it together. You know what I mean? Sure.
If your man was the one that felt an attraction for another woman and then nurtured it until it became a feeling that he acted on, this was a man that never valued commitment from the beginning. And I'm not saying that because he felt an attraction, because we all do. On the absolute lowest level, we all get attracted to somebody's train of thought, to their body, to the ambition that they have in life. But being in a committed relationship means you nip that in the bud the moment that you feel that, so that it doesn't.
That's right. You see what he said? And it's right. Even though I was married, and even though you are married or have been in a relationship, that doesn't stop you from being attracted to other people. I've been attracted to other men. Hell yeah, I have. But when you are in a committed relationship, that means that you nip that in the bud. And people kill me with this crap about you can't help who you love. You act like you don't have no control over your mind. Yeah, you can help who you love, sweetheart. You have control over that. If you feel that you are too attracted to a person, you stay away from them. And don't you tell me for one freaking iota of a moment that you don't have no control over your mind. Really? And exactly how old are you? Really? Yeah, you can help who you love. You can. And like Derek Jackson has made it very clear, when you find yourself attracted to somebody, I work with people. Okay, I work with the New York State, right, in the legal area. And in my area, I train people. And sometimes I have to train some men, okay? And that means that I have to be with them 5 days out of the week. I'm with them constantly. And a lot of them make me laugh. A lot of them are good looking. And I'm training them, and I try to be very nice when I'm training a man, because men don't like it too much when women have to tell them what to do, blah blah blah. So I do it in a very feminine way where I'm teaching him, and I always tell them, let's get a notebook so we can write this down step by step as we go along. because I know you're not going to want to have to keep coming to me asking me the same thing over and over again. So this is what I'm going to suggest to you. I was making a suggestion to a man because we know how they are with their egos and all that nonsense. But anyway, I have these gorgeous men that I be training. And that means that I'm sitting with them every day, 5 days out of the week for hours on end. You know, we take a lunch break and we're sitting up there working through lunch, laughing and giggling. And he's got this amazing personality. He's a freaking walking brilliant genius. I mean, I had to train this one person, and the man was really making me aroused just from his conversation. His conversation was making me so freaking horny and aroused. I had to go into the ladies' room, the bathroom, and handle my business and get myself together. Really. But when you are in a committed, and I was married, okay? So that's why I didn't take it to another level, because if I wanted to have that baby, that was done. That was a wrap. We could have took a noon, or we could have took a lunchtime off at the same time and went to the local hotel. I don't do motels. I do hotels, because if I'm gonna be a hoe, I gotta be at a hotel. I don't do motels because they don't clean them very well. That's when the man feels that you're cheap. They take you to a motel. No, we don't do motels, sweetheart. We do the Marriott. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. So it's all about realizing that you're in a committed relationship, having self control, and exercising, setting your priorities. What is my priority? I can have this fly by night, whatever, heat of the moment type thing, and damage my relationship with my Heavenly Father. And Jesus Christ probably don't even want to look at me anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then I got my husband, who every time I look at him, I already know what I did. This is horrible. Who the hell needs the guilt? I don't.
Fostering is something that's going to cause a problem. That's what keeps your partner's heart safe. And if he doesn't value commitment, then your heart was never safe to begin with.
Yep.
Now, these kind of guys, they typically already cheating before the breakup actually happens. And as we all know, similar to number one, she's bound to meet the same fate that you did, because he's going to be attracted to another. So think of it like this. It's kind of like you have a box of valuables, with your valuables being your heart, your feelings, your emotions, everything that you have wrapped up into this man. And his ability to commit was the lock that kept it safe. That woman just stole your broken lock. So congrats to her. Now, if your man was number three, the one who was done with the relationship long before he actually cut the cord, he was just using you until he found somebody else, then yes, he's a manipulator. He's somebody who toys with people and uses people, but he was also your cue to woman up and start protecting yourself for yourself. Start cutting things off when you see the red flags long before they become.
Did you hear that? He already told you that type of man is a manipulator. He's a con, a user, a narcissist, pretty much. That's what he's saying, really. He's a narc. So what you need to do is, the moment you start seeing these red flags, that's when you start backing up, start cutting yourself off from him. That's when you are going to do the big discard instead of him discarding you. Because when they discard you, I think it hurts a little bit more. You know, yeah, it hurts so much more, and it's so much, it's less painful when you do the discarding. Like when my ex narc, let me tell you what the huge red flags was for me. When he had a wandering eye. And every female that he kept looking at, they didn't look nothing like me. They weren't my size. They weren't my skin tone. They weren't my height. I mean, everything that he was looking at didn't look nothing like me. Red flag, red light, sirens going off, hello. And then when I saw his porno collection, all Caucasian women. Every freaking woman in his porno was Spanish looking, pale skin, light skin. Not one ebony woman, not one female was my body size. Not one female resembled me. Okay, you're not going to find maybe too many pornos where a woman look exactly, at least resemble me. No. Everything that his porno was everything that looked nothing like me. And I don't want to hear about that's fantasy. What? I'm no part of your fantasy at all? A woman who looks like me, at least just a tinge? That's no. You only with me because what he wanted he couldn't get. But now that he sees, just recently when we had Obama as president, that's when you really started seeing a lot of the black men with the Caucasian women. That it started coming out the closet big time. And when he saw this, I used to be with him, and I could see the envy that he had when he saw other black men out here with the Caucasian woman. And I saw the envy. And while I'm sitting in the car next to him being totally disrespected, okay, I didn't make a big deal out of it. I kept it inside. But it was eating away at me because you got to keep in mind I have a moon in Leo. And if you know anything about the Leo female, I am the lioness. There are times when I know how to be the cub. I know when to bring it down and be the cub. At the same time, being a lioness, the queen, and I had to be the king of my household, the queen and the queen, that was hard for me to do. To sit here and watch you looking and lusting and wishing and hoping that you was with her opposed to me when I'm doing all the goddamn work here, that was a hard one for me. So what helped me get through it was I was plotting and scheming. See? I was plotting and scheming how I'm going to set this clown up. Because if I was a rotten woman, like I told you, I've had lunch with my beautiful vanilla sisters at lunchtime. And the things that they have done to these men who piss them off, they sit up there and put Nair, Nair inside the shampoo and shake it up so when he goes in the bathroom to shower and will do his hair, he's losing his hair in the shower. I never thought of stuff like that. But my vanilla sisters, they ain't no joke. Everybody sit up here thinking that Caucasian women are dumb and stupid and weak. They just do things strategically. They do it strategically. They make meatloaf and put defecation inside while they're making the hamburgers. They're cooking up some defecation in his burgers. Honey, hi, you hungry? Hi, baby. She got like just nothing but a top on, and she's butt ass naked at the bottom. Hi, babe, dinner's ready. Yeah, she knows exactly which burger she's serving him. And then when it comes to the orange juice or the juice that he enjoys so much, she puts like those medicine bottles. She puts a amount of piss in his orange juice. This is how a lot of women could put up with the garbage that these clowns do. I can't do that because I know what the Bible says. It says, treat people the way you want to be treated. I don't want nobody sneaking and doing stuff like that to me. Number two is you reap what you sow. So I can't do that one because if I'm doing this to this piece of whatever, I know it's going to come back at me. Somebody's going to trick me if I go out drinking. They're going to slip a Mickey in my drink. Something's going to happen to me. But my vanilla sisters, they said whatever, or we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I've learned a lot. I'm sure that a lot of our vanilla sisters, they learned a lot from the chocolate sisters, and I learned a lot from my vanilla sisters too. I learned a lot of positive things from them too. Like they say, each one teach one. We're teaching each other because we are all a part of the Sister Soldier team. Because these boys out here, this is crazy. Us women, we're going to have to unite. We're going to have to, and I know you got women who are still going to be screwing this. So yeah, okay, screw baby, but put him as just a boy toy. Make him a boy toy. And then come back to your Sister Soldier team. Yeah, I went over there, screwed him, but don't take him seriously, straight up and down. Freak them. Unless they're like Derek Jackson, then we got to hang on to that.
Regrets, because typically a man is not going to be 100% emotionally or physically present in a relationship that he doesn't want to be. Meaning, he gave you the signs. In the way that he didn't make time for you, in the way that he didn't care about your feelings, the way that he talked to you, you saw the signs, you just didn't act on them soon enough. And he was your lesson learned the hard way.
That's right.
So regardless of why your man left you for another woman, at this point, it's time for you to stop focusing on what you lost, the things that you invested in him, and start focusing on what just moved out of your way. It becomes kind of like cutting off a cancerous tumor.
Thank you.
It hurts, it's uncomfortable, you're going to have to heal a bit, but not only will you be better in the long term because of it, you're lucky that you caught it when you did. So, y'all let me know what you...
I love him. Oh my God. You see how I said we women have got to be strong, but we're weak when it comes to guys like that. Because this is a man. And it's so refreshing when you can find a man. If I could just find a man who thinks the way this guy thinks, because he's too young for me. I think Derek Jackson must be at least, maybe he's 35, God knows he won't be losing erections, honey. Go on his channel, Derek Jackson, Jackson. Take a look at him. And he has some pics where he got his shirt off. OMG. But I really want a man who thinks the way he thinks. Now, if Jehovah God and Jesus Christ could bless me with a man like this, I would take this man over a financial blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because that type of thinking is a blessing. You know, God, I love this guy. Oh, I wish you could see what I'm doing to my face over here. I'm just freaking out. It's so beautiful. And it's just so hard to find men. You know, we have a bunch of boys. Burden on you. A man, keep in mind, as I we discussed before, a man is meet all needs. And this is a man, honey. He's going to meet all needs. He understands a man's role. You got to listen to some more of his videos. When it comes to a man, is supposed to be a provider. He's supposed to feel uncomfortable about a woman going in her pocket and spending money on this and this. And yeah, he's supposed to feel uncomfortable. Now, if a man is on his hardship, but he's looking to do better, we can all understand that, really. But he goes into it. I'm serious, you know. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you, beautiful, beautiful tubies and my empaths and my sister soldiers. That's right. We have a whole new team here. It's called the Sister Soldier Team. And the Sister Soldier Team consists of all women who are developing a backbone and women who are standing up for themselves and they're speaking up for themselves and they're tired of it. They're not putting up with it anymore. And when you have decided to come, you've gotten to that point, you are officially a part of the Sister Soldier Team. And we welcome you and we love you and we're going to get through this together because why? We know we can. There's nothing we can't do, darling. This is just a mere grain of sand to the giants that we are. I love you, Sheila. True love. Until next time, you always have a choice. Please choose wisely, and we will definitely talk again. I have some other videos that I'm getting ready to make with you. Only reason why I put this picture up here is because it's what time is it? It was, I don't know, 5 something in the morning, 6 o'clock. And God knows I do not look like something you want to look like right now. Okay? You want something that's easy on the eyes. And at this point, not me. Talk to you later, babies. I love you.